our second run back of Timmy Red here. Timmy, for those that aren't familiar with the Magic jargon, in Magic there are Timmy, Johnny, and Spike, which are intended to represent three different kind of play styles that exist in Magic. Timmy is the playstyle that plays big, giant monsters, and this deck has the biggest, most giant of red monsters that you can find here in Standard, and great ways to cheat them into play with Irencrag feet and Purphoros and Raze-Boar. And then we've got some cheaper threats down here and a sweeper to help stay alive, ideally. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. Managed to 3-2 an event with this one yesterday. See if we can do that or better again today. I would be very surprised. I would not be unsurprised if the black-white Calyx deck is one that doesn't age well. Just to be blunt. The Calyx deck definitely looks like one that, like, as the format gets more refined, that would be one where if you're someone with a limited wildcard budget, I would not recommend crafting it. The Vanifear deck is another one where if you're on the fence and have limited wildcards, I would not recommend crafting it. I think they're really sweet, but they're definitely are decks that likely won't age well. I'm gonna enjoy playing them all we can, but would not be surprised if both of those are decks a month from now where we're just like, yeah, these aren't good. Ooh, that's a good draw. Knew I should have put 4 Chandras on the sideboard. This is a card that boards out against heavily interactive decks. My poor little owl. He's afraid of counter spells. Poor Hootie. I think I'm actually playing this and discarding nothing here. I want lands and monsters, right? Maybe I discard this one. I'm gonna discard that one. Let's do the time wipe again. Well, I mean, that's got a chump block, right? Or it gets to trade with Bonecrusher. So they're going to gain 3, but take 9, so they take 6. I'll go to 7. Your face. Ka-cha! They do in fact appear to be just dead. I did put 4 Chandras on the board. I'm so smart and thin. We're so smart and thin, chat. Yeah, sweet. Look at that. Nice and clean. Cut those 7 cards. Bring in 4 Chandra, 3 Fred. Yeah. Yeah. Against the control decks, we don't want to go fast like Irencrag. We just want to have a higher threat density to slam into them. Good solid curve. 2 mana spells into 5 mana spells. 2, 5, 6, 7. This deck is thick, chat. Thick. Cause it's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. For folks who are my regulars, by the way, as a heads up, I will not be live at all tomorrow. Just something good to mention for folks so people aren't confused when there's no Hoaglandia. For people that weren't around over the weekend, there's like approximately 25 hours of Magic content that I streamed over the weekend, so feel free to use tomorrow to catch up on YouTube. I'm going to use tomorrow to catch up on stuff around my house. I also have a contractor coming out tomorrow morning to give me a quote on finishing my new office, so that's exciting. When the office is done, can we get a tour? I mean, sure, it's not gonna be anything fancy though. Should be soundproof and functional. That's unfortunate for them. All right, and for my first emblem, now they do have Dream Trawler, right? So like if they play a Trawler this turn, they could realistically race these emblems.
Let's try this.
They don't have a Trawler in like the next 2 turns though. Alright, they gained a little life. That's intervention's really good. Counterspell that doubles as a draw spell. Well, there's Trawler. I guess we just keep stacking up emblems.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
So, seeing as lifelink, whenever they draw a card, it gets bigger. When they attack, they draw a card, so like lifelinks per 5 a turn. Oh, I could attack. Oh, I should have attacked. Yeah, that's a good call. I missed 2 points of damage. I definitely should have attacked because I couldn't block because I had -3. That's a good call. Oh, I could double Chandra -3. That's a good call. It's a good call.
That's more like it.
All right, I'm going through and timing everybody out that's asking me why I didn't double -3, because do you realize this card has 2 different ways to minus? So the people who are like, minus, again, the devil is in the details. So why you're suggesting that when, like, my brain went to, why would I -5? I can't double -5 twice because I'll hexproof it. So again, I don't care if you're right. I care if your details are correct. So this and then this work with deal 3 to everything, deal 3 to everything.
Always wanted to make a really big fireball.
Yeah, the Aether Guts and the second Chandra's gonna feel real bad.
I know who I am.
So I could have done this last turn.
Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
And because I didn't do this last turn, okay, they don't have Brazen Bar, so they could have had Borrower to clean up. They also got to draw an extra card with the Trawler and gain 7 life because I didn't do that the turn prior. It's a big deal. And now Trawler's gonna come right back.
I'll protect you.
So we have to pay twice X for this. We only have 3, can't pay 4. I think we're probably dead here. I don't think we beat Elspeth bringing back Trawler. Hey, Gold Buck, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
I've got it.
Yeah, we're very dead. Let's try and take game 3 on the play, huh? Sure. Okay. Extra land's good. It probably has a low chance of resolving. Alright, maybe the second one will. Eventually something's gotta stick, right? I'm gonna start throwing noodles at the wall. I mean, in both of those matchups, he just gets attacked by it, Wolfie. So, like, Trawler just kills Tybalt on the first attack. So, like, it gives you a window where, like, they can't gain life, but it's just like a 1-turn window, right? So it doesn't seem particularly good. Purphoros is very upset. It's partly Brazen Borrower him. It's always exciting when he resolves, and they just have, like, 8 different ways to bounce him back. You're just like, oh, man. Elspeth Conquers Death could also be coming here. Alright, we get to put a pig into play. Conquers Death is very, very good. Agree. Oh, right. I was going to stomp their face, but I can't now because it costs 4.
You show remorse. I'll see you straight. Here goes nothing.
For the people working on ideas to make this deck more competitive, I appreciate you, but the answer is this deck's not very competitive. We're just trying to do our thing. Our goal is to play against decks that are largely not interacting with us, and against decks that are interacting with us, we're always going to be a pretty big dog regardless.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Oh, yeah, I guess that happens. Maybe I should have just left the pig under it. Well, I don't have a trawler yet.
Ever see a volcano erupt in person? You're about to. Aw, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Yeah, I guess they could technically be playing Ashia. You said Erasure earlier, and I was like, they're not black, Justin. They can't play Thought Erasure. You're talking about Ashiok's Erasure. Chandra just ain't what she used to be, chat. She used to be very, very good against the control decks and just is not anymore. You can find all of my favorite decks from each day that we've streamed on my website here. So I know I do a lot. It's hard to keep up with everything that I do. So if you're looking for just the highlights, so for example, if you're looking for stuff to watch tomorrow while I'm not live, I definitely recommend starting on the favorites page. I mean, Trawler's beating against most things. Trawler is just a card that says the control deck doesn't have to have answers to everything anymore because you can just kill them instead of answering their stuff. That's why having win conditions is great. You just be like, oh, I don't have to be in answer mode, I can just be in kill you mode. Huh? I agree. I think Dream Trawler is a good card to exist. I think I want a Cavalier before I Storm's Wrath. Do I? Yerger, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, do I want a Cavalier bin these? Yeah, I think they're probably going to commit more to the board, right? Ayara is just gonna like... Not killing the Ayara this turn means it gets to draw them cards. Is scary. And like, if they play Nightmare Shepherd here, I'm in kind of a bad spot. Erebos. We just gotta do this, right? And now they get to draw 2 cards. Is the problem. They get to draw with... They draw 3 cards, right? Because they draw with this, they draw with this, they draw with this. They have plenty of life to do that. They might even want to bring back the cat and sack it and draw another card that way too. And I can't attack with Cavalier because they have cat in the way to block. Having large ground pounders without the ability to get through cat is a real issue. And their hand is just full and we're out of gas. Yep. If we peel a dragon and they don't have another removal spell, we could maybe be okay. I'm gonna keep the Irencrag feet because the out here is peel a dragon. Yeah, we're just dead. If Erebos getting active means we can't race anymore. I think I just cut Bonecrusher Giant here because it's not particularly good against, it's not particularly good against Oven. Bring in Lava Coil to kill slightly bigger things. Shock's a cheaper Bonecrusher. I'm going to get rid of the Cavalier Flames because their deck just has endless chump blockers on the ground and we have no way to punch it through. Okie doke. Three damage just isn't enough. Six mana is a lot and 3 damage isn't enough. I'm supposed to exile a land there. Be sad when we never draw another one. Feat's good. Get turn 4 dragon. We'll actually just kill the Woe Strider, right? Because they can bake it into a nice pie, but... Man, what do you think horror pie tastes like? It's gotta be pretty rancid, right? Probably not a tasty treat. Alright, we drew another feat. I guess we'll do Ilharg now. It tastes horrible. I am so disappointed in myself for not seeing that joke. I'm just sad. There's no other way about it. I'm just disappointed in myself. Alright, so my friend gives my other friends double strike. This one's got trample, so he's real good here. I'm gonna use Castle to bump up the jam here. Hit ya for 14. Can the streamer time themselves out? Alright, we won the game, so I feel like I deserve to come back. We're on the scoreboard. On the scoreboard. Makes my job a lot easier. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Zay Sake, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Alright. At least Timmy Red got on the board. Sure. Do I have a link? I feel like I had a command. Yeah, there it is. It's like I thought I had a command. I need a surrogate mod to time out. Let's get the kitty out of here forever. Just time out, Christy. I don't think that one would go over too well for me. I appreciate your sacrifice. Like that. All right. The end of Blue Red Phoenix was me concluding that I'm taking it off my website because it doesn't feel competitive. Ash Phoenix was good, but I don't think it's going to be a deck that I recommend anymore. Need to go through and clean out some of the stinkers off the website. If you're stupid and you know it, you're timed out. If you argue with no reasons, you're timed out. If you're vile, infantile, or don't go the extra mile, if your comment was just lazy, you're timed out. That's great. That's great. Look at that. I appreciate who wrote that one. I haven't seen that one before. I feel like whenever that one got added, I missed it. Punchworthy did it yesterday. That's great. Thank you to all the musical geniuses in Huglandia. I appreciate you. Don't you dare kill my big scary dragon. You'll make Timmy very sad. No, don't make Timmy sad. What did Timmy ever do to you? It's okay. We have our backup dragon on top of our deck. It's gonna be okay. All right, chat. Ooh, we got Staggering Insight. That's a playable card. And a Mastery Orb. I want to break some hearts. I think the fact that we won matches with Timmy Red yesterday was a fluke. I think there's a strong chance that Timmy Red's not particularly playable. We're gonna give it one more try in the unranked queue to see if we can Timmy someone, but I think there's a good chance it was a fluke yesterday. Deck sucks, keep. Oh, sorry. I was tweeting the song. I was tweeting the song parody because it was just that good. I think this card might be good, by the way. I think there's a very, very real chance that this satyr is playable. Alright, I'm excited to play this 4-3 and then get Embercleave next turn. Okay. God, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I go Raptor Giant here? I think I go Raptor Giant here so I have 2 threats. It might also be right to just, like, feet into Cavalier, though. Timmy! Timmy! Woo, Timmy! Peak, is this peak Timmy? Feels like pretty close to peak Timmy. It's a shame he doesn't have haste. Like, a real shame he doesn't have haste. I don't know if doing this and attacking was the correct play, but it was the sweet play, so here we are. There's a real chance we die here, right? I guess they need to add 3 devotion to the board. 3 devotion on 3 mana is kind of a tough sell. So they have to chump block. All right, dead to a stiff breeze. Because they're putting us to 1 here. They're going back up to 7. Burning Emissary does provide 2 devotion. Aw, man. We were so close. We were so close. Needed one more scary creature. That was a lot of hoops to jump through. I need to stop forgetting my password. Thanks for taking the time to sort it, Croaker. I appreciate the Prime support. Extra Wrath sounds good. Lava Coil sounds good. I'm going to trim these in a Raptor. I think I want the sweepers and the extra removal here. Hey, thanks for the 3/4 of a year, Shroom Dog. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The Muffin Whistler. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hey, Lilent, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. I think I'm just supposed to pass back here. I don't know why it keeps turning off show phases on me. You tried Dragon Mage to refill your hand. That card is legal, isn't it? That could be really funny, actually. One to think about for next time, Crunchy, or for when you work on this on your own. That card is definitely like full meme. I forgot that card was legal. Alright, you know what? Let's play one more with Dragon Mage. I'm gonna cut these Cavaliers. Let's just go peek meme. Whoa, they put the World Championship advertisement in the client. Look at that. When I click on it, does it take me somewhere useful? Whoa, it takes me to a real link. That's fancy. Look at that. Are we almost a real esport? That's so good. Look at that. Wizards did it good. Hey, Voodoo. Glad to hear you're feeling the burn. There's no borderless Dragon Mage. I apologize for making our deck strictly worse by adding 4 cards that are borderless. That don't have a border. Alright, I'm gonna give Timmy Red with Dragon Mage one shot. And then we're gonna roll on along. That's true. That's true. The 2 cards that aren't borderless in this deck are like the least upsetting of them. Or like understandably don't have borders. What are your thoughts on what CNN did to Bernie at the debate? I mean, the whole debate was just like a hot dumpster fire, right? I think the best summary of what goes on at the debates and the culture of the corporate media in America is every time someone brings up universal health care, they get hammered into the ground about how we can't pay for it. But when they ask the candidates, do they want to keep troops on the ground in Iraq? That nobody asks how do we pay to keep troops on the ground in Iraq? Because there's always money for war, but apparently there's never money for helping people who live in the United States. Alright, you know. Each player... Oh, it's not until it deals combat damage. I thought it was when it came into play. That's fine. It's still fine. Actress, Oracle of Truth. Love this card. Oh, ketchup. Alright, would you like a mystery card? Have a mystery card. Ashiok actually tempos my pig in a real annoying way. Sure, but they're both things that are incredibly expensive, Pundit, and the fact that we take for granted that we can just pay for whatever military action we need to institute, but we can't take for granted that we can pay to help people, like, get preventative health care and, like, health services that they need, it shows how the conversation is slanted in a particular direction. Like, both those things obviously cost money, but we never talk about the cost of one of them, and we always bring up the cost of the other. So this draws 3, and then whenever they cast a spell, they lose a life, and when this gets targeted, they sacrifice it. I think I'm going to decline that since I have this other pig in my hand, and I really need to draw some lands. What are the odds this blessing kills them in 10 spells? Feels like non-zero. We need defense grid, something like that. Oh, Ashiok can take it off the table. Alright, yeah, we're pretty dead. Hey, thanks for the brand new Prime support, Augustus. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. Wow, that's really jacked up, Turnpike. And I assume there's hospitals that are closer, but they're just not in network. All right, so against control, we cut the Storm's Wrath. We bring in a bunch of Chandras. Got the Irencrag feats too. Bring in the Fries. Just want higher density of cards that actually do stuff. Why are we playing Dragon Mage now? Because Timmy needed more big monsters. We're actually gonna play Treacherous Blessing in two of the other 4 decks we're gonna play today. Mardu, we're gonna play 2 Doom Foretold decks today. Got both Mardu and Esper that are gonna leverage that card. There are 4 hospitals within 10 minutes of your house. That's so awful. Alright, we would like to draw lands for the rest of the game. Please and thank you, deck. Hey, Shiny, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I mean, to be fair, despite the complications of getting that healthcare, the average quality of the healthcare provided in the United States is very reasonable. So to speak nothing of the quality, the complications of the paperwork back end of it is an atrocity, but the actual quality of the care itself is very good. So this makes us discard a card. We lose 3 life if it's a land, then they can escape it back later. This is a card we're gonna play with Doom Foretold later too, which feels good. Correct, ketchup fights. Thanks for the 37 months, Dows. Before I started subbing, I was single and I'm getting married next month, so I'm pretty sure that Hoaglandia got me a wife. I mean, you know, it's exactly how that math works out. Okay, they're going down to 6 here, so even though we don't have lands to cast spells, or a couple that we did cast are go in the distance. Sure, Captain, but like, if you look at those things, like, a lot of those aren't related to the actual quality of care. I think we're kind of dead here, huh? I don't really care about Duress. I'll give them Eat to Extinction with it. Weird that some of the cards, so their borderless cards don't have a background when I put them up here. Is that how this works? Yeah, the borderless cards just totally don't have a back. It's a good feature. That's good. Wow, my whole rant was muted. That person, I just banned the person that said socialized medicine creates bureaucracy and inefficiency, because that's straight up classic FUD. In fact, a lack of socialized medicine creates bureaucracy and inefficiency because a lack of socialized medicine requires hospital administrators to be able to know how to interface with a dozen different insurance providers that all require different paperwork and things like that. Health insurance exists purely for bureaucracy, not to facilitate healthcare. It exists purely to derive profits from people who are sick. And if you think otherwise, you are sorely, sorely misinformed. I'm banning them because people like that aren't gonna be in for. I just like, this is the reality in which we live. Me banning that person and telling them to go look up how things work isn't gonna change their mind. That's not how people work. If I ever ban someone like that and they write me a heartfelt apology and tell me they did some research and realized they're wrong, I ban them. I unban them. That's fine. But I'm not here to play advocate for the devil. I'm not here to give bad faith arguments that keep people in poverty and keep people from having access to health care. I don't entertain those ideas. Alright, they miss lethal. They could have attacked me with this too and killed me. I guess I could have blocked, never mind. The squids were really bad. I'm gonna be taking them off the website. Timmy! They have a Doomblade, don't they? Don't you dare Doomblade my Dragon Mage! Aw, man! Alright, believe it or not, Timmy Red just ran a little bit hot yesterday to get some W's. But, you know, some decks you play because you're expecting them to be good and you want to work on them. Other decks you're just kind of trying to do the thing. We got through the thing a couple of times in those games even if we didn't win any matches. So I'm going to call that a success as far as what this deck was trying to accomplish. All right, we're going to roll on into some decks I think are a little bit more competitive for the rest of the day. Up next, we've got some Doom Foretold. We'll be back in just a few minutes after I get set up for this one. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Yep, kick the client.